Hello and welcome to the Autistic Me Podcast. I am Christopher Scott Wyatt, speaking as the Autistic Me. This episode, I am being joined by two very special guests, my daughters, Anne and Lee. Lee, would you like to say hello and introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Lee. I am 8 years old, about to turn 9 in April, and I am in 3rd grade.
Wow.
And I also like to draw.
Yeah, you do. You're a very good artist. Anne, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Anne, and I love to sing. And this is my grade. I am in 1st grade. And I love to draw, but they're not really detailed.
But you're learning to draw, right?
Yeah, my sister can do really detailed, right?
Yes, Anne.
Yes. Lee has a very good eye. She's a very good artist. You draw things that you see very well, don't you?
Yes.
That's sort of your magical talent.
I also copy drawings from books and make them look real. And I also add things that the book didn't have.
And my special talent is to sing.
You do love to sing, don't you?
Yeah, while driving, when I'm with Dad and me, I sing to him.
You do.
Yeah.
Yep, you do sing to me. Let's talk a little bit about what makes us special, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's start with Lee. Lee, you are a little hyperactive?
Yes.
A little bit? So in school before the pandemic hit, you were at what was called the wiggle table. What was that?
The wiggle table was where all the kids that moved a lot or wiggled a lot sat and worked together.
So you were at a special table because you moved around?
Yes.
Me too, but we didn't have a special table.
And we also had a special teacher after lunch and recess. We would go to a special classroom with a teacher, and that's where we learned some parts of speech and where we learned computer things, and we were also learning how to program.
You were?
Yes.
Pretty cool.
We also did some tests about math, science, social studies, and ELA.
So you took some special tests?
Yes. To make sure that we were doing well.
Yeah, there's lots of tests in school, aren't there?
Yeah.
So where have we been doing school since the pandemic?
We are working at home.
Do you two like working at home?
Yes.
Most of the time, but I miss my friends.
Me too, but I love seeing my mom and dad all the time.
You see mom and dad all the time?
Yes.
Who's the teacher?
Oh, my dad. And mom is the
principal.
Oh, there you go. Anne,
Yes.
you are very sensitive to sound and light. You've got sunglasses on right now.
Yes.
Inside.
Yeah.
You don't like bright light?
Look, and it's not. I do this, do that when I have squint, and while I'm looking at a light, and with sunglasses, I don't squint.
Sunglasses help you see?
Yeah.
And what about headphones? Do you wear headphones?
Yes, all the time when I'm listening to something or doing something. so he won't hear all
on
the
the
noise.
computer.
You remember when you went to a school concert and didn't like it?
Yes, and people are shouting.
And saying things like bravo, woo, and they were clapping and didn't like the noise.
What'd you do?
Cover my ears, and somebody else stand next to me. It
Stood.
stood next to me, and I forgot her name. It was my teacher.
Your teacher stood next to you?
Yes,
So you didn't like the noise of the concert,
and she held my hands.
and you don't like the lunchroom sometimes.
No, it's very loud.
You don't like the lunchroom noise?
Lunch we eat at our desk.
You do now? But you didn't like the cafeteria noise.
No, our class noise.
Oh, you don't like the class noise either?
Yeah. And the playground is inside. And the gym room is and it has a big stage.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I run across it because and it has lines and it says go over it.
So you don't like sound, and you don't like some light. And
Yeah.
I also noticed you don't always like shoes.
Yeah.
Shoes and socks.
I'm barefoot.
You prefer to go barefoot?
Yeah. But not outside. I have to wear shoes.
I know.
Anne usually wears sandals when she's outside because she doesn't like socks.
No, she doesn't. And she doesn't like shirts with tags.
Yeah.
You don't like itchy tags.
They don't feel good.
But you love touch. You like tight, warm hugs.
Yeah. I am a huggy person.
You're a huggy person. Leah, let's talk a little bit about you. You have difficulty sleeping.
I do, and I also have some trouble with my schoolwork, and I think it's difficult.
What's difficult about it?
Usually the math,
Oh,
because like that time when I had to do 10 problems that were multiplication problems, like 186 times 98, and I just thought that it was very difficult to do.
when you were in school, in the classroom, you sat at the wiggle table.
Yes.
Yeah, and Daddy doesn't really like that. But what was the wiggle table?
The wiggle table was a special table for classmates that had trouble sitting still.
So did it feel bad to have to sit at the wiggle table?
Yes, and I felt embarrassed when Mrs. Brown had to come in. Mrs. Brown was a special teacher, and she helped me and the other children that wiggled learn after lunch and recess.
So you had a special teacher too?
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the things. Now, both of you have had physical therapy and occupational therapy.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of supports, and we do exercise every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes we walk to practice our walking skills because we don't really walk properly. And sometimes we do weights, which helps build muscles in our arms. And when we do push-ups and sit-ups, they the push-ups and sit-ups help build back muscles.
So that you're building some of your muscles through the exercise routines?
And it hurts when I have to bend.
It does.
It hurts very much. Even when I put my toes to do
Push-ups?
push-ups. Thanks,
Oh.
Lee.
So let's think here. So we just mentioned that. So Anne has trouble with light and sound and texture. And Lee has trouble sleeping because she's very sensitive to some sounds and some touch. So while Anne loves a nice big tight hug and
Yeah.
a warm cuddle, Lee doesn't really, you don't like to hug and cuddle, do you?
No.
And you don't sleep well. So we're working on some of that, right?
Yes. And I don't know why, but every time I hear the train, it makes me feel better. And that when I hear the train, and then during the night, because then I know that some people are awake and there's no such thing as monsters.
Well,
And
that's a pretty reasonable.
I also, because I know that people are awake when I hear the train, because I know someone has to be driving the train.
That makes sense. That's
Yeah.
very logical.
And I forgot.
Oh, that's okay. Let's see here. So Daddy's a little hyperactive too. I'm always moving and tapping, and I move around a lot. And I'm sensitive, right? I don't like
Yes.
light. I don't like sound.
You don't like
Yeah.
dirty things.
I really don't like dirt. I like order. I like things neat and in straight lines.
You
Yeah.
don't like insects except for butterflies and moths.
I like butterflies, yeah. I'm not a big insect person, though. I don't like bugs.
Except for the pollen.
The pollinators are important, yeah.
And bees are very important
They are.
because they make honey, and you don't want to serve them or they will sting and die.
So we don't want to do that, no.
No.
What do you girls like about who you are? What's the best thing about being Lee?
I like that I have the ability to draw.
That's pretty cool. I love your drawings. You are so talented. And you love drawing?
Yes.
Anne, what's the best thing about being Anne?
Because I'm talented at singing.
Do you like your singing?
Yes. Do you like it?
I love your singing.
And I also, the also best thing being me is having a sister.
You like your sister? Well, that's pretty cool. That's convenient. You have one.
Yes.
And I love my sister too.
Oh, that's really good.
Thank you, Anne.
Thank you, Lee.
That's cute. We talked about you guys, and we mentioned that Daddy's sensitive to light and sound and touch and some food. So all three of us have different sensitivities. Does that make it hard sometimes when we go out and try to do things?
Yes.
And it's really hard when in the wind, to run in the wind. It hurts everything.
Oh,
And when we
yeah.
tried to build snowmen in Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
Anne couldn't take the cold.
So I
Because-
had to go back inside. So
I know the cold's pretty, but you don't like it.
Yeah. I said, Mom, I'm going to go outside to build a snowman with my sister.
And
when I first came out, it was so cold that I just wanted to come back in the
But
warm
you-
house.
But Anne stayed outside for a few more minutes to help build a start of a snowman, but eventually there was wind and Anne couldn't take it, so she went inside.
And I got the supplies, all the stuff, right?
Yes.
What do you two like to do together?
Making snowmans, right?
Snowman. Yes. Drawing together, reading together.
Have family game night.
Together.
Oh, you like family night?
Yeah.
Watching movies together.
Yeah.
When we watched The Nightmare Before Christmas on Halloween, at first I thought it seemed scary, but Anne what's the word for?
Comfort?
Yes, comfort me.
So you two like being together?
Yes.
Very much.
What does Daddy say about us being a little different and sensitive? Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm like Dad. Lee is sensitive like Mom. She has allergies.
You have allergies?
Yes.
We're working on a lot of things, right?
Yes.
We've had the physical therapy, the occupational therapy, the talk therapy, the caseworkers who used to come and visit, all the teachers and the special teachers and the set-aside time with the teachers and the aides who stayed with us. And so all of these people trying to give us help. Does that ever get tiring?
Yes.
In my first, what is the word? Facial personness?
Occupation?
Yes, occupationness help us help both of us. She came after lunch, and after lunch and dinner.
You had lots of help.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like we said, we're still working on some of our strength and our walking and our eating.
Yes.
Those things are tough.
Yes.
Is it okay that they're difficult?
Yes.
Yes.
But we
Usually.
Yeah, usually too.
Daddy is helping you start to do some chores and making lunch.
And cleaning the litter boxes, which is a chore.
Chores. Chores are good.
We have a lot of chores that we're working on.
And we have a checklist. And we're trying to...
Fill it all up.
Yes, until we earn something back that we lost because we didn't do something.
So we have to have checklists.
Yes.
Does Daddy use checklists?
Yes.
Are checklists the way that we can keep track of what we're supposed to be doing?
Yes.
Yes.
And we have to be organized?
Yes.
Because it's easy for us to get disorganized.
Yes. We get always messy.
And what happens to the school day sometimes where we start our work and it takes all day long? Why does that happen?
Because we don't read instructions and we have to redo it because we didn't do it properly the first time.
What is it that we tell you about focus?
We need to start focusing instead of getting distracted on other things like...
Other things? Everything distracts you?
Yes.
Is there anything that doesn't distract you?
Work.
Me too.
Oh, really? Work doesn't distract you?
Yeah, but I stare off in space. That's why it takes me so long.
The only work that I don't get distracted by is history and science because I like learning about history, like Sitting Bull and Isaac Newton and other people and things.
You
learned a lot about Sitting Bull because you really liked learning about the Native Americans.
And
yes.
And Dad, long ago, when I was 5 or 4, I don't remember, you read George Washington to us, and I forgot that story. Can you read more?
We can read more history.
Because history is my favorite.
Let's talk a little bit about our daily routines.
Okay.
What do you do every morning?
Make our bed, get dressed.
And then fix our hair, read until breakfast. Then after breakfast, we brush our teeth and start our work.
Anything else that you have to do every morning?
Except if you're counting now, I'm going to be doing the litter boxes. I would do the litter boxes.
Oh, starting some chores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm starting some chores.
You're starting chores too?
Yes, I'm helping with the kitchen, and I love to cook with mom and dad.
That's true, you do. You like working in the kitchen with us. What do you guys like to do during the day? And what are some of your favorite things to do?
Make crafts with mom.
You like crafts?
Yes.
What do you like to do, Lee?
Sit down and read a book or draw.
Do you like quiet things? You like things by yourself?
Yes.
And even though there's a pandemic, you're both in Girl Scouts?
Yeah, we're meeting on Facebook, and we that's where Mom's messaged us, our Girl Scouts friends.
You're using the computer to have virtual meetings.
Virtual. That's what I was about to say.
Oh, okay.
Virtual. I can't want to say it.
That's okay. But you are selling cookies.
Yes.
Yes, with masks.
And we both love to go travel to zoos and see the animals there.
You like zoos? You like
Yes.
animals.
And once I saw a polar bear against doing tricks before.
We've been to a lot of zoos.
Yes.
And there's one in Houston.
There is.
Mhm.
I don't know if we've been down that far, but we've been to the Pittsburgh Zoo and
Yeah.
Akron, Ohio.
That's where I
And-
got my stuffed polar bear.
That is. And we've gone to California and Texas. So we've been to zoos all over the place. And we've seen aquariums
Yes.
and museums.
Yes.
Do you like the museums?
Yes. Pretty much.
What's your favorite type of museum?
Learning about how humans evolved.
Oh, you like the natural history museums. So Lee likes history and she likes natural history. So you like the animals and human history.
I also like how, like museums that talk about how dinosaurs evolved, mammals, any type of animal that used to or still exists evolved.
Yeah, we went to the museums in Washington, D.C., and we went to the Carnegie Museums in Pittsburgh for that. And we went to the Science Exploratorium in Youngstown, Ohio.
And Adventure Academy, it's you can walk around and click stuff,
And learn.
and learn all about stuff.
Yeah, Anna's been using Adventure Academy because it's online. So you like going through the museums and places online?
Yeah, Alba is where you see grandparents.
Oh, yes.
It's
Alba's a game on the iPad and on the Mac Mini.
Yeah.
You like that one? It's bird watching.
Yes.
And learning about birds, and it's learning about birds and learning some Spanish.
That's true. Yeah, it's in
Hola.
Spanish and English.
Hola, that's only what I know.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know hola, uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis.
What's the most difficult thing for you? Anne, what's the most difficult for you?
Social studies and science.
Those are difficult for you?
Yes, definitely. Not math, I mean. It's easy.
What about anything else outside of school? Anything else that's difficult?
Yes. It's hard to run when I walk incorrectly.
Oh, yeah, walking's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, walking can be hard. Lee, what's the most difficult things for you?
Doing vocabulary.
Oh, yeah, vocabulary. Language is tough. You don't like sayings, idioms. They confuse you. You don't like it when people don't say what they mean.
Yeah.
Only what I know is a noun.
Okay, you're learning the parts of speech.
Yeah. I'm in first grade.
Do you guys think we recorded enough?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm tired of sitting.
You're tired of sitting. You've been listening to the Autistic Me Podcast. I am Christopher Scott Wyatt, speaking as the Autistic Me, joined by Anne and Lee. Would you like to say goodbye?
Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.